I'm so glad that I found Mike because we were dealing with a contractor at first when we first started our little journey here that we just didn't feel right with. It just didn't feel like he had the confidence to build our house. And I think that was what worried me the most, was that every time I talked to him, it just didn't feel like he was confident he could build my house. And so I looked some more, and through one of my realtor friends, she's like, check this guy out. He's kind of close to that area up there. So I'm super glad that I talked to Mike. I knew from the minute I started talking to him that he was the contractor for us. He cared about our home. He looked at the plans. He was wowed by the plans. And it seemed like he really wanted to build this house. So I just felt like, okay, he exudes that confidence to be able to build my home. He's going to be able to build my home. Both John and I, we work our butts off. So, I deal a lot with teaching women self-defense and things that are ugly in the world, like dealing with, human trafficking and things like that. And then he works his butt off, going out of state or spending 14 hours a day fixing a job. So to be able to come home to this is just, it's our balance, I guess you could say. One of the greatest things about building a custom home is really making every single room custom. And we did. We put everything we wanted into this house. So it's been an awesome adventure on that. This house it's almost like you have to give a tour of it. It's that good. So people really enjoy the architecture. They're really wowed at the high ceilings. They go from room to room and they're like, wow, look at this room. And then the next room they go, oh my goodness, look at this room. I want this in my house. Mike was very good about, hey, do you want to save costs here? You can do this. And he understood right away that, we only had a certain amount that we didn't want to exceed. We want to kind of start at a lower rate because we know there's going to be additional costs. Tell us where we can save and tell us, where we can compromise and what's going to make our home very efficient, yet something that we can build on if we choose to. There were things that we would compromise on and things we wouldn't compromise on. So I would tell people probably the biggest piece of advice when you're doing the design part of the house is to see what you can compromise on and you can change later for less cost. So for example, we really wanted a tin roof, but we couldn't, that was not in the budget. That was one of the things that, so in 15 years, we can change that if we want. We can get a better roof. Whereas the performance framing that we have, the really thick walls, we cannot change that later. You can't really take those away. So those are really the things to be looking at in the design process. Mike's strong points are definitely communication. Also that he really cares about your project. So, a lot of people, it's just money. It's just a job. And for him, it's definitely not just a job. It's a passion. His team is awesome. Mike definitely knows how to hire the right subcontractors. They were all friendly. They were all like family. They all worked well together, which is not something you're going to get very often. You have the framers, you have the concrete guys, you have the electricians, and then I think one of his best guys is Ben, for sure. Ben is amazing. You can see in the quality of our bunk room, what he's done as far as what his talents are. After we moved into our house, Mike was great with follow-up. We went through 2 snowstorms right after we moved in to our house, and he came over and got through the snow. We were snowed in ourselves. He found a way through the snow, chopped up some trees, came in, and hooked our generator up to our well. So the follow-up is incredible. If you're lucky enough to hire Mike as your contractor, you're going to have a beautiful home, and you're going to be happy. Mike is definitely your guy for a beautiful custom home.